Hey, and welcome to our video tutorial. In today's video, we are going to talk about application segments. And application segments in Caspio Flex are distinct sections of an application that correspond to specific user roles. While all segments share the same underlying data, each segment is customized to meet the unique needs of its assigned role, and that includes styles, localizations, and other functionalities, which we're going to talk about in today's video. But before we get into that, let's quickly learn how to create an application segment. To do so, you're going to navigate over to roles. And once you create a role, you're simultaneously going to create the application segment inside the designer tab. Let me quickly demonstrate. Let's create a role called supervisor. I will use the same directory. Click on create. And as soon as you create that role, you can navigate over to your designer tab and you will be able to see that application segment created. Now, we don't have a need for this one in the video, so we will go back to roles, click on more, click on delete, type out delete. Let's navigate over to our designer tab. And again, you will no longer see that visible. Now, an application segment is comprised of app pages. You can create these app pages by clicking on the link up here, and then moving that app page into a corresponding application segment. An application segment is also comprised of its own settings. When you click on the application segment name, you're going to gain access to those settings, and it's controlled in the header, the left panel if you choose to make it visible, the right panel if you choose to make that visible, and you can also show and hide the footer area of your page. Inside the header of your page, you can add your own company logo very easily. You can also add a heading maybe next to your logo. One thing that you can add to your header, left panel, right panel, and the footer area of your page is what Caspio calls widgets. And these widgets add more functionality to your page. So for example, I can add some basic text maybe next to my logo. Maybe I can call this admin portal. You can, of course, style the text however you want. You can use that by using the toolbar here at the very top. Or if you're code savvy, you can also go into the code and you can drop your own CSS to further customize the look and feel of that heading. When you click on finish, you'll be able to see that text right next to your logo. One thing I want to bring up here is when you add app pages to your segment, your navigation menu is automatically created for you. And when you click on the navigation menu, you will see the menu structure. You can move these objects up and down simply by dragging and dropping them. So for example, if I want to move my dashboard page to be after my users, I can just drag that all the way down, let go, and now you can see it at the very end. I will revert back and move the dashboard to the very top, and that's going to bring it to the very front. So if you're happy with that arrangement, you can leave it as is. And this is the navigation menu that the user will see when they log into the application. I would encourage you to play around with the menu structure by clicking on the add link. Here you can create a drop-down with the label. And when you do that, it creates this drop-down effect where you can move app pages underneath that main menu to create this effect. If you have a lot of app pages and you have a lot of navigation menu items, you can make things much more effective for your end user or your application user by making the menu a little bit more succinct so you don't end up having a long navigation menu bar, but instead you're grouping these objects so it's easier to manage. If your preference is to have the navigation menu on the left-hand side, that's very easy to do. You can just enable or make the left panel visible like this, and then click on the add elements to bring up the widgets. You can drag and drop the menu to the left, and it's going to duplicate the navigation menu. And then if you're happy with that layout, you can simply remove the navigation menu from the header. I'm happy with the navigation menu on the top, so I will delete this one. And I will just simply make the left panel visible so that we have more real estate to add more components, more forms, more reports in the main part of our web page. Now, in addition to being able to change the logo, the text, the widgets, the navigation menu in the left panel, right panel, and the footer area, you also see something called appearance where you can change the theme. So if you prefer maybe a darker theme, you can change that to onyx. We also have plum and we have graphite depending on your color preference. I will simply revert back to Azure. That is my preference. You can also change the variant to auto, light, or dark. And then down here we have localizations as well. depending on the regional settings, you can change that for each one of these application segments. Again, if you wanted to, you can have Azure for the admin segment, but for your employees, you might end up doing a completely different theme, maybe Plum. So when the users log in, the employees will see this type of a theme, whereas your admin will see a completely different theme. That's a little bit about segments. I hope that you enjoyed the video. For additional questions, you can visit our knowledge base at howto.caspio.com and be sure to contact our team if you need more assistance. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.